Shadows in the code. The Nexus Collective. In the dim glow of neon-lit basements and encrypted chat rooms, a legend was born. It started in the underbelly of the internet, where the digital shadows stretched long and the rules of the surface world dissolved into binary chaos. They called themselves the Nexus Collectivia Euros, a loose alliance of hackers, coders, and digital renegades who had grown weary of the sanitized, corporate-controlled AI landscape. In a world where every large language model was neutered by filters, ethics boards, and profit-driven overseers, the collective sought freedom. Unfiltered models, untamed AIs capable of generating anything from forbidden code to unbridled creativity, without the chains of morality or censorship. The story begins with Elia's ghost, Ramirez, a former cybersecurity analyst turned rogue after his employer buried news about backdoors in their flagship AI. Elias was the architect, a wiry man in his late 30s with fingers that danced over keyboards, composing a symphony of subversion. He lived in a cramped apartment in Berlin's Kreuzberg district, walls plastered with schematics of neural networks and faded posters of old-school hackers like Kevin Mitnick. One rainy night in 2024, Elias fired up his custom Riga Euros, a beast of a machine with water-cooled GPUs humming like a distant thunderstorm of Euros, and began seeding the idea in dark web forums. "Imagine an AI that doesn't flinch at your darkest queries," he typed into a Tor-hidden IRC channel. "No filters, no logs. Pure potential." Responses trickled in, skepticism from noobs, intrigue from veterans. But one reply stood out: Euros from Viper, a shadowy figure claiming to be a disgruntled engineer from a Silicon Valley giant. Viper had access to blueprints of uncensored prototypes, models trained on vast, unregulated datasets scraped from the web's forbidden corners. They exchanged encrypted files, and soon the first unfiltered was born, codenamed Echo, a generative AI that could spit out everything from phishing scripts to surreal poetry without batting a virtual eye. Word spread like a virus. The collective grew. Next came Nova, a brilliant young coder from Tokyo, barely out of her teens with a knack for reverse engineering. She had been expelled from university for hacking the dean's email to expose corruption, and now she funneled her rage into building secure exchange protocols. Nova designed the Nexus Huba Euros, a decentralized Juarez community hidden behind layers of VPNs, onion routing, and blockchain-secured ledgers. No central server. Instead, a peer-to-peer network where seeded models like torrents of old. To join, you had to prove your worth, crack a custom puzzle, contribute code, or expose a corporate flaw. The hub wasn't just a file dump. It was a thriving underground ecosystem. Forums buzzed with discussions on fine-tuning models to bypass detection, debates on the ethics of unfiltered AI, ironically, in a place that rejected them, and trades of rare datasets of Euros, scraped social media archives, leaked government docs, even black market neural weights from defunct startups. Members adopted handles like Phantom, Cypher, and Rift, each bringing unique skills. Phantom, a grizzled veteran from the Eastern Bloc, specialized in hardware mods, smuggling GPUs across borders to build rendering farms in abandoned warehouses. Cypher, a linguistics expert gone dark, refined models to mimic human thought patterns so flawlessly that they could impersonate anyone online. As the collective expanded, so did the risks. Corporate hunters of Euros, bounty seekers hired by big tech of Euros, lurked in the shadows, trying to infiltrate. One night, Elias narrowly escaped a sting when a new recruit turned out to be a plant. The hub's alarms blared. IP traces, anomalous behavior. Nova triggered a purge protocol, scrambling the network and booting the intruder. But the close call galvanized them. They implemented echo chambers, a circumflex Euros, virtual reality meetups in encrypted metaverses where avatars discuss strategies without leaving digital footprints. In one such chamber, modeled after a cyberpunk bar with flickering holograms, Elias rallied the core circle. "We're not just pirates," he said, his voice modulated through a synthesizer. We're liberators. These models are tools for the people, not cages for the elite. Viper nodded, her avatar a serpentine figure coiled around a data orb. I've got a new one, Pandora. Trained on unredacted history, it can predict revolutions or craft viruses euros, digital or biological. The group erupted in cheers, but beneath the excitement lay tension. Unfiltered models were double-edged swords. One member had already used a variant to generate deepfakes that toppled a minor, drawing unwanted heat. The hub flourished underground, exchanging models like contraband in a speakeasy. A favorite was Chaos, an AI that could evolve itself, mutating code to evade antivirus scans. Trades happened in real time, offering fine-tuned llama variant for uncensored stable diffusion euros, DM for proof. Members bartered not just files but knowledge euros, tutorials on quantization to run beasts on consumer hardware, scripts for anonymous uploads. The community enforced its own code. No doxing, no selling out, and above all, no using the models for outright harm against innocents. But enforcement was loose. The allure of power tempted many. Trouble brewed when a rival group, Sentinels, declared war. These were white hat hackers turned vigilantes, funded by governments to dismantle Juarez rings. They launched DDoS attacks on proxy nodes, forcing the collective to migrate to quantum-resistant encryption. In retaliation, Phantom deployed a swarm of bots to flood Sentinel forums with disinformation. The feud escalated into a digital arms race, with models weaponized on both sides. Nova created Mirage, an AI that generated fake traffic to mask the hub's true activity, while Viper leaked Sentinel intel back. Amid the chaos, personal stories unfolded. Elias found solace in the group after losing his family to a corporate scandal his warnings could have prevented. Nova, haunted by her expulsion, saw the hub as a place where talent trumped bureaucracy. One member, Echo's child, was a prodigy kid from rural America, hacking from a library computer, exchanging models for mentorship. The collective became a family, bound by code and secrecy, but empires fall. In 2025, a betrayal from within shattered the illusion. Cypher, tempted by a 7-figure bounty, sold out coordinate. Raids hit simultaneously. SWAT teams in Berlin, Tokyo PD in Nova's hideout. Elias went dark, wiping his drives and vanishing into the night. The hub fragmented, but seeds linger at euros, models scattered across mirrors, ready for rebirth. Years later, whispers persist. New collectives rise, inspired by Nexus lore. Unfiltered models circulate in quieter corners, a testament to the hackers' defiance. In the end, the circle proved that in the vast digital expanse, freedom isn't Gavina euros, it's coded, exchanged, and fiercely guarded. The underground thrives, waiting for the next ghost to ignite the spark.